Good morning, everyone. It is January 14th, and it's time for our weekly market update. So I'm going to do a 2019 forecast on a couple different predictions. So we'll see how accurate I am. We can rewind back at the end of the year. But this is good information for you to share with your clients, to know yourselves. And I believe I'm pretty accurate based on my analysis and my conversations with our secondary team and other people. So we'll take it for what it's worth, but I think it's going to be pretty spot on. Stock market, we expect probably 5 to 8% growth in the stock market in the coming year. That'll do a couple things. One is it'll help people feel more confident in investing in real estate, both buying and selling. The pullback we saw at the end of 2018, about a 10 to 15% correction, really made people kind of stop in their tracks because they were just too concerned about what was happening with their portfolio. So that will help housing prices. It will have a little bit of an impact on interest rates. As the stock market moves up, it's going to show improving economy, and interest rates will move up with it. Not terribly, but enough to have a slight impact, which will affect affordability in some capacity. Next is going to be the Fed. So the Fed has indicated 2 rate hikes in 2019. I personally believe that they'll probably do just one, taking the prime rate to 2.75. They do definitely have a goal of getting 2 hikes, so getting it to 3%. I think they'll have some headwinds in doing that, but worst case scenario, we're going to see 2. Ideally, we'll see 1 or maybe none. So this will be helpful because it'll stabilize stock market moves when they see the Fed's not going to overinflate interest rates, and it'll have less impact on long-term interest rates as well, keeping mortgage-backed securities and mortgage rates low. I think that in terms of interest rates, we will see them rise. Obviously, we saw a little Christmas dip at the end of last year. We're still kind of in that trough. I think we're kind of be trending out through the year. My expectation is that rates will move from kind of the mid to high 4% range where they are now up to about 5%, topping out at 5.5% worst case next year, which is still really a phenomenal range to stay in. Once they get to 6 or 7, that's when we start having some problems in affordability. And affordability may seem difficult now. It's mainly because of lack of education, but that's just a topic for another time. But from an interest rate perspective, we will see rates move up through the year. So if anybody's interested in doing something, obviously now is the time to do it. We're going to see, increasing oil prices. We're going to see inflation with wage increases going up, and the economy doing better with jobs reports. So we think that our rate number is fairly accurate. In terms of housing, a lot of things saying housing slowing, a lot of negative media. Ultimately, we believe that the housing market will probably get about a 3.5 to 4% increase this year. Some people are saying even more, but I think that's a conservative number to use, especially locally here in Southern California. We're just going to see, we're going to see more demand than people think, and we're going to see more need for sellers to potentially downsize, move out of the area, want a change of pace. So I think we're going to see some opportunity there as well. In terms of the housing report just came out, again, still talks about lack of demand. So we track our numbers very closely. We were roughly averaging about 20 or so, 20 to 30 contacts per week in terms of new leads, referrals, people interested in buying or selling homes for the last 3 months of the year. And the first full week of this year, we were over 60. So we think the buyer demand was always there. We just think that it took time for people to ultimately feel good about buying a home at these housing prices with these interest rates. The Christmas dip of interest rates definitely helped. But I think people have a goal for the new year, and our mission really should be to help them accomplish that, whatever it may be, really just to become more educated on if it makes sense to buy or sell a home. There's a couple articles below. Is the interest rate dip here to stay? Really great article to share with your clients and to read yourself. Another one is what to watch if you want to buy a home in 2019. Really good information about people who have a goal of doing something in 2019 but aren't quite sure if they should or not. So it's something that we can help them kind of track. Good article to share. I've included 5 market report cards. So our team gives us these analyses of market report cards in each county. So we have Orange County, Riverside County, San Diego County, and Los Angeles County. You'll have to put in your email, but click it. You'll get a great report. You can share it with your clients. Great information to know for yourself as well, and hopefully that is helpful. Lastly is the mortgage rate sparks a decline, mortgage decline sparks rate applications up. So we saw about a 23% jump in mortgage applications just in the past couple weeks, mainly because people are realizing, okay, interest rates are down. This might be a really good time to take advantage of the market before they trend back up. We're seeing motivated sellers. If your home's on the market right after the first of the year, there's probably a high level of motivation there, and there's actually inventory this time this year as opposed to last year when there was not. So I think that, again, great time to help buyers make smart decisions. Word of caution for buyers and sellers who don't know what to do. Don't let people not know what to do. Make sure that everyone has a plan. Make sure that everyone has a strategy. Make sure that everyone has the education to support that plan and strategy. And make sure they're all making good, confident decisions. Best way to do that is to get them in front of us, have us really walk them through the financial analytics of their decision one way or another. But ultimately, we think that this week is probably another one of the most phenomenal weeks we'll have in the year of opportunity. So let's make sure to reach out to everybody we can. If we can help in any way possible, let me know. Feel free to reach out to us if we can help your clients in any way possible. And look forward to having an awesome week. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon.